Let's slow down here for a moment because this part matters way more than we actually give it credit for. The emotional self-care for busy people. Emotional self-care is usually the first thing to disappear when life gets busy. Not because it's unimportant, but because it feels like, oh, we'll get to it later. We'll get to that later. Oh, I'll read my cards later. I'll journal later. I'll meditate later. I'll do it all later. And yeah, of course, later rarely comes. When you're busy, no matter what you're busy with, your brain gets really good at tuning stress into self-criticism. And you start thinking you're behind, or that you're not doing enough, or that everyone else seems to be handling things better than you. And if this sounds familiar, because it's literally what I was going through this week, or weeks in plural, I want you to hear this very, very clearly. You are not failing, nor falling behind. We've talked about this before. You are carrying a lot. You're just carrying a lot. So let's start naming emotions without judgment. One of the kindest things you can do for yourself is simply naming what you're feeling without adding a story to it. Instead of saying, oh, I'm so bad at this, or why can't I handle things better? Try saying, I'm overwhelmed, I'm tired, I'm stretched too thin. And that shift seems small, but it does change everything. It really does, because one creates shame and the other one creates understanding. And understanding gives you room to breathe. Now, let's lower the bar on harder days, okay? Because emotional self-care also means knowing when to do such thing. Not every day is meant to be super hyper-productive, going 10 out of 10, a million miles a minute. Not every season is meant to be ambitious. We just had maybe January. We're still in the thick of winter. Let's release things, let things hibernate, let things sit still, of course. So no matter what season you're in, literally, some days taking care of yourself looks like choosing the easy meal, saying no without explaining, canceling plans you don't have the energy for, going to bed earlier than you planned. And that's not giving up. That's listening to your needs, to your wants, to your desires, to your body. So, if you've been feeling disconnected from people lately, that also makes sense. Busyness can be really isolating. Even though that busyness could be with people, you're still busy going from one place to another, to another, to another. Just remember, connection doesn't have to be deep or time-consuming to be real. A heart emoji counts, a voice note counts, a short thinking of you text counts. You don't need to show up perfectly to still be loved. All right? Now, super duper important, super high on everybody's list. Sleep, 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 sleep. Sleep, self-care for our very busy brains. So, let's talk about sleep in a way that doesn't make you feel like you're doing it wrong. If your mind feels busy at night, if your body is tired but your brain won't slow down, if you're running on less rest than you liked, remember, you ain't broken. There's nothing wrong with you. We just have layers on layers of what society just makes us believe and wants us to be. So let's strip it all down. Let go of that perfect sleep. A lot of the sleep advice assumes that you have full control over your schedule. Busy people usually don't, because you have to have this meeting at that time. You have to pick up this person at that time. You have to go to this practice at that time, so on and so forth. So instead of chasing the quote-unquote perfect routine, focus on giving your body small, consistent signals that is safe to rest. So, for example, the power of a very steady wake-up time. One of the most helpful things you can do for yourself is to wake up around the same time every day, even if your bedtime shifts. Okay? Because it's going to help you regulate your internal clock more than forcing yourself to sleep earlier than you could. Okay? Think of it as like gentle guidance and not strict rules. And over a period of time, you will see a difference. Because since you're always going to wake up at that time, there's going to be a time that you're going to be sleepier earlier. And that's great, because that means you get your rest in. Let's create a soft landing at night as well. At night, dim your lights, lower the screen brightness, put that phone away, that iPad away, the tablet away, put it away. Listen to that music, let it soothe you, please. And give yourself a minimum viable wind down. Something so small that's hard to skip. 3 slow breaths, 1 stretch, washing your face, just enough to tell your nervous system, we're slowing down now. Because even tiny rituals matter. Your body notices consistency more than perfection. So yeah, let's redefine what self-care is for busy lives. I want to spend a little time here because this is a mind shift. This mindset shift can change everything. Somewhere along the way, self-care turns to something performative and something aesthetic, something that feels like another standard to meet. But real self-care, especially for busy people, is quieter than that. Self-care is not a reward. It's not something that you earn by being productive enough. You don't have to finish your to-do list first. You don't even have to be exhausted enough to think that you deserve rest. Rest is not a reward, it's a requirement. So instead of saying, stopping before you're completely depleted or choosing good enough and just thinking that you have to be perfect, it's less about fixing yourself. It's more about being on your own side. And the smallest moments of care, done often, matter more than the big gestures you never have time for. All right? So anyways, all this to say that if you're busy or tired and you're still showing up, I hope this video felt like it was a deep breath. You don't need to change your whole life to take care of yourself. Just one moment of kindness today is enough. And of course, if this cozy, multi-blooper, realistic self-care videos and words of wisdom and way of being resonate with you, not only is there a part 1 of this video specifically, but also I would love for you to subscribe. We talk a lot about burnout, rest, learning how to live gently from a busy world. We talk about that and so much more. So I would love to have you. I read your comments down below. Share whatever it is that you're doing and share with your friends and loved ones as well. Take what you need from this video. Leave the rest. And I'll see you next time. With love. Love always. Always believe. Ariadna.